We have one question based on chapter mensuration class 8. It says a pipe which is 77 centimeter long and the inner diameter of the cross section is 4.4 centimeter. The outer diameter is 4.8 centimeter. In the first part, we have to get its inner curved surface area, the outer curved surface area, and finally the total surface area. Now, most of you get confused with this total surface area, that all of you have a doubt that why in a total surface area the base is not included. It will get clear. Let's start with the first part here. I should first find out the inner curved surface area. So we must know the inner and the outer diameter in this case. Let's say if I talk about the inner radius, it is measured from here till here. And if I ask you the outer radius, it is from the center to this. So if I write, I'm using small r to denote the inner radius of this pipe, which is half of 4.4, which is 2.2. And if I say use capital R to denote the outer, it's going to be half of 2.4.8, which is 2.4. These are in centimeters. Now, if I talk about the length, here the length or the height is same, right? So if I measure this way, it is its length. And similarly, if I measure the length in this pipe, this is what its length. So when you measure it, whether you measure it from inside or outside, the length remains the same. So we can just denote this as the length here. And the length, which is according to question, is given as 77 centimeters. So I'll be writing here L as, say over here, L is equal to 77 centimeters. Now, let's go one by one. We have to find the inner curved surface area in the first go. So let me paint the one which are inner curved surface area. By that, it means to say this one. This reason, that means if I have to paint the inside of this, right? As you must be able to see that inside also it's in the shape of a, like a cylinder. So we'll be finding the inner curved surface area. Once again, the inner curved surface area. Here, the inner curved surface area means the curved surface area which is inside this, which is nothing but a cylinder only. Or you may see from this other diagram, this is the inside one. So the inner curved surface area will be calculated using the formula. That is the first part. Say if I use inner curved surface area will be 2 pi r, r small r. Why small r? Because we have taken small r as its using symbol small r as the inner curve radius. Now replacing pi with 22 upon 7 and the radius which is 2.2 here and the height which is 77. As I can see that these can be reduced here 7, 1 times 7, 11 times. With final calculation, you will get this as 2 into 2, that is 44. And this is 22 into 11. First I'm doing this is coming as 242 with 1 decimal place over here. The final calculation will come with multiplying with 4, 44 in fact, that will give you 1064.80 centimeter. This is its inner curved surface area. Similarly, we can get its outer curved surface area. So it's going to be same, that is 2 pi. But the radius, by outer, let's understand what is outer here mean. That means we are going to paint this portion. We are going to paint this side. This is the outer surface, right? So if I paint this outer surface over here, it's again in the shape of a cylinder. So what's the difference here? We are going to take the radius as capital R instead of small r. So now I'm going to plug in this value 2 into pi as 22 upon 7. Radius as it is 2.4. That multiplied by the height, and the height will remain 7 only. So if I reduce, this is also getting reduced. The final calculation come as 2 multiplied by 22 multiplied by 2.4, that multiplied by 11. So it should give you 161, no, 116, 11 616. It has one decimal place, so I'll place it here, this much centimeter. Now comes the most important part of this sum, that why we are not including the base here. So we have calculated the inner curved surface area and outer curved surface area. Most of you do not realize that this is a ring here, right? We need to paint this portion also. This should not be left. If we paint this portion, as you can see that this is in the shape of a ring, you may call it a rim also. There is a ring above and below like this. And area of a ring is actually calculated as outer circle minus inner. So I'll write area of a ring, right? Area of, there are two ribs, right? One inside and one on one side and the other on the other side. So if I say area of rims, well, for finding the area of rims, it is pi bracket capital R square minus small r square. It's actually framed from the outer circle minus inner circle. But there are two rings, so I should be multiplying 2 here. Now replacing these value symbols, pi as 22 upon 7, capital R, which is 2.4 square, and the inner radius as 2.2 whole square. Now this is 44 over 7. I can apply the identity here, the second identity, as a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So a plus b is how much? It is 4.6, right? This is 2 plus 2, 4, and 4 plus 2 is 6. And a minus b, will be 0.2. Now, how to calculate this? We'll just simply divide it. So on multiplying, you will get this as 5.78. Now comes the final part. We have to find out the total surface area. As I told you, the total surface area will include three parts. One is the inner curved surface area, that is inside one, right? The inside one. Then the outer curved surface area, that is this portion, plus area of two rings. As you can see, there are two rings here, one over here, another over here. So if we include all these three, that means the inner curved surface area plus the outer curved surface area plus area of the ring will give you the answer for the total curved surface area. So if I calculate, this is 1064.80 plus this is 1161.60, and that added with 5.78. So that comes out to be 2232.18.